Okay, let's see. This is about to go live. Welcome to Paradox Interactive. We make really good games, actually, and games that are actually classics. Well, really, what we don't tell you is actually kind of funny. Yes. Alright, so, welcome to Skylines. Now, this is kind of a weird video, because I'm gonna be sneaking in something that's kind of funny, because I kind of agree with Taluli and half of all the YouTube creators, yet the people that are like in the music industry, including and not limited to the gaming industry, because there's one thing that, actually there's several things I'm annoyed at, is Akami and Warner Brothers. Dr. Pepper. Not sponsored, but you should know. Dr. Pepper's pretty good. That's my favorite drink. I know Matt Pat's is Diet Coke. I'm allergic to that stuff, but all the kudos to him. Anyway, so as we all know, I do a lot of stuff on my channel too. I actually received 2 strikes, and that's been a while because I don't post as much and I use this as a hobby. Other YouTubers use this as revenue. That's why I tried cutting down on all the ads, because I don't really want to make money, I'm just having fun. But to others, this is an actual job. And I kind of feel for everyone that does end up trying to figure out what this video is about, because it's about city skylines. It's not really about exploits, I'm just going to show off my city. I kind of also want to talk about some random things as I play, including as a developer, because this actually affects all of us. I actually had a game, which I'm still working on the game, and as you can tell, if anyone's being triggered by this, I just want to let you know, congratulations, that this right here is a cheat mod. Yes, thank you, but here's also this. Now, what this does, this is how this mod works. Now, it can provide power for a few moments, but it needs water, because it's water cool. This is, I'm going to be uploading this to Steam at some point, which, as you can tell, is the one that doesn't want to work. It droops. That's the joke. Also, it was intentional, because I was just trying to make it like the normal wind turbines, but instead they do this. I'm happy with it, and I'm not going to change it because it's funny as hell. Because it's a glitch. And some of these things people need to just laugh at. So, I've also made some other things, but we're actually going to be talking about copyright for a bit. And how I'm starting to get really annoyed by this industry right here. About this right here. Alright. So I know this is actually industrial. That's park stuff. Okay, now I want to go to zoning real quick. So, what this is, and I think everyone would probably agree with me, is Warner Brothers did something funny along with Akami. Now, for those that don't know, they copyrighted something. In my eyes, it says, Tom, you cannot make loading screen games because Akami can sue you out of the blue. That's why you don't see any, like, when you see loading screens, you're really not allowed to, like, do much with it. And frankly, and I'm talking on my butt here because I don't know the law too well. I just know that my lawyer friend says don't do this, and I don't tend to listen to that. So, what is actually there, I'm actually gonna lower this because I feel like it's actually interacting with my mic. What's actually going on here is, this is how I feel right now, and I'm glad I didn't tear these things down yet, but imagine all of these places are all video game producers, and then you have like the AAA companies, which are like that, the forest industry, the oil thing, which I haven't unlocked yet. This is what's happening to every indie developer, every little small company, medium-sized studio. Hell, I'm still thinking, man, why are you copywriting this stuff? Sure, I can understand that you want to make money, but you're kind of also restricting the game industry, where you have less. Some people will rebuild, but then this is like, oh, yeah, oh yeah, you're not allowed to build that big. So we just cut some of this. I'm gonna let the blimp go by. We just cut some of this because you're not supposed to do this. We want ad revenue instead. No. We copyrighted that. We copyrighted this, and we copyrighted that. This is how I see it. Not too sure if anyone else sees it, but it's kind of like one of those, we want only microtransactions. I don't like microtransactions because it shows that your game is reliant on only funds. And I don't think anyone really likes that. They want to actually play the game. If the game looks good, people want to play it. But then you have like people that are in the industry that there's not enough workers, or there is a lot of workers and there's a high demand for a particular thing, like commercial zones. I'm not too sure if this makes any sense to anyone, but commercials. Oh, cool! I unlocked the solar power plant. Neat. What's funny is, yeah, the electrical storm. Because of some industries, and it's always a interesting, growingly market. This is the reason why. Now, Warner Brothers, on the other hand, I know Warner Brothers has copyrighted their Nemesis. Now, I kind of agree with some of the game developers that are planning on doing one of three things. One, they should make something of similar because, oh Jesus Christ! Let me mute that. Okay then, that was not essential. Cool. Well, anyway, don't you just love phone calls that interrupt? Yeah, really love that. Also, because I feel like a total POS right now, because that's how I just reacted to that person that called me, is I decided to act like a total POS, which is really not in my character. I'm just very, very angry about a lot of things. And you know that game I was working on? Yeah, it had a similar thing. My lawyer friend tells me that, yeah, you can get sued by similarity. The way that they have the copyright. I'm kind of like, wait, so if it's a fan game and you're not making any money off of it, then you really can't be sued until they send a SOP and assist. That's the same thing that Nintendo did with several other people. I'm like, what? So yeah, real fun. I figure, go figure actually. public libraries are really nice to have, but also they're also great for other things too, bettering people and making people more smart, because we need smarty pants. So, as I really love the music in this game, hopefully I don't get a copyright strike, which is probably going to end up happening. Face the fact. And I kind of agree with a lot of YouTubers at this point of what the hell. And yeah, and I just realized I'm going to need a better fire department. And I'm probably going to put one of these down. And here. Nope, not enough money. Also, the reason why fire care is only $1,000 is I was working on my own stuff, which involves warp gate tech. Looks like everything's covered here besides water. It's like, wow, this is so basic design. I'm like, yes, because I'm one of those type of people. I'm also kind of very, very annoyed about a few things right now. I know it doesn't seem much for you, but it's a lot for me. And if you ever watch Extra Credits, another good YouTube channel for, you know, game development, to even like, that's interesting, I recommend taking a look at them. They actually talk about game design to even like extra history, which is really cool. It's a really good for that. Yeah. I don't think some places understand how things work at this point. That'd be cool if I put that there. Oops. It's actually a huge cache over there. But oil. Yeah. America finds out wherever this place is and wants to invade. Get the meme. Out of city limits. Okay, let's buy over here then. That would be fun. That explains this facility right here. Looks like someone was making a dam or something and they just ran out of money. I kind of like those ideas, that they had stories involved, like overflow pipes and stuff. But we're here to make an oil field, which is right here. The oil industry building, which should be like placed right here, and then all the oil pump jacks all over here. Now, as much as I love putting down industries, that also gives jobs and everything else, I understand that some places need to make money, but here's the thing. If you limit stuff, you want to make money. Now, this is how not, well, as I like to call it, is, howdy, you're about to make a thing that may end up pissing off someone, but you may have a profit out of it. And when I mean may, you may or may not actually are able to, I love roundabouts. We need more roundabouts in America. But you may or may not actually able to, well, buy other companies because of which. Or you may end up killing the very industry you're paying for. I want people to think about this really hard. It's the same thing that I'm literally complaining about, is when you kill off the very industry which YouTube's doing right now. We're playing City Skylines, and imagine if EA copyrighted city building. Now, do you know how many city builders there are? I bet you didn't know that there's a lot now, because you can't really copyright a genre. Some people want to, and I know EA has some evil plans from one of that press conferences that I just want to point out is literally makes me nervous. But they're not going to do it because they know no one will actually buy it, because they tested it with zombies and thing. Now, Bethesda also did something similar, but it's not to reload your gun, you have to spend X amount of dollars. EA wanted to do this originally. Pay attention, because this doesn't make sense. And it does. Yeah, it does. Alright, so what this means, holy crap, what this means is EA decided collectively. Why isn't anyone like going into the other? Oh. Okay then. This is going to need a roundabout right here. Now, there you go. Hopefully that fixes the problem, but I'm not a road engineer, as you can tell. Someone's like, oh, roundabouts are a good idea, but I'm like, yes, but also it does stop a highway to right knuckle traffic, which I can understand the pain of people being dumb here. But also trying to understand. Now, I want to access the street, but same time, junctions. Junctions are really cool because there's probably a ton of car accidents here, and it's not, the game's not telling me, to be honest. I, for one, agree with that. We need to have like the game to let us know, hey, there might be car accidents here. Also, how do I... Oh, yeah. Probably should have just done that. Like, then there's also a bus route right here, which there's a lot of people loading up on this bus. And I, for one, can agree. Buses are pretty cool. And what I do is free bus travel, but went up on taxes. But, anyway, that's what I did. Two, I'm probably going to have this go to a roundabout as well. But we're talking more about how Disney also does the same thing. They take away a lot of things from public domain. Yet some companies actually do this thing where they're like, oh, we don't want you to do this, but yet we'll turn around and sell it. I'm like, hold up, what? No, seriously, I'm not kidding about this. I was on one of the Facebook pages, and it showed like literally some of the artwork that someone was suing over, and here I am like, can we talk about this? Like, seriously, what the hell, man? You're you turn around, sue, like, well, this is what one of the company did, turned around and sued, and then you sued them where you now own the intellectual rights. Okay, cool. So this is how I feel that my game's gonna like hit. Like, I was using something similar, but it's actually my own coded. I was gonna call it AI Level Up, which technically, as the premise goes, this is the actual copyright, I believe. But here's the funny part. Now bear with me on this because I have to explain it. Is Warner Brothers copyrighted mechanics from a lot of games. I don't know how the lawyers did it. Probably my lawyer friend will tell me more about how they did this. But here's the thing I don't understand. Is, wait, you just copyrighted your game. That's fine. But that also means it's in the public domain, kinda. But here's the thing I don't understand. How come you have Assassin's Creed's mechanics along with learning AI? Okay, does anyone understand what I'm talking about now? I hope I'm not jumping topics too quickly, and I'm probably gonna get yelled up by my lawyer friend of be more clearer, stay on topic. I'm like, okay, I'm trying. Is it considered to be weird copyright? And I literally mean weird of, hold up, you just copyrighted a game that has similar mechanics to other games. Are we talking about this? or are we talking about one part of the engine? And the whole point is it's one part of the engine. I'm like, okay, but that's also bad because that means you just copyright difficulty, correct? They specify no. But here's the fun part. It's a yes. Because AI learning difficulty is a thing. Like from easy, normal, and hard. Oh, wow. I feel for those people that are in the traffic. But that's my whole point is this thing has been copyrighted. This thing is, I have no choice, but if I do launch the game and someone goes through the game code like one of the Warner Brothers fans, which there's literally someone out there like, how dare you go against my precious Warner Brothers? It's actually someone like literally Mr. I buy a shit ton of PlayStations and resell them, but I'm a total fan of the whole thing because I am a fan. Oops. Shit. That's literally the thing I'm talking about. That's yeah. Oh wow. Let's get some dead care in here. Yeah. As you can kind of tell, is my request has been denied for attempting to understand what the living and since we're going to be jumping to another topic and one that I don't need to try remembering from literally the ground up and trying to understand stuff I do not understand, and but to finish off the topic anyway, is because Warner Brothers did this, is I have to change out my whole entire game, even though I've been working on AI, because of which, meaning I didn't even know the Nemesis program existed until the copyright lawsuit. Actually, thanks to Jim Coition, or does they go by that? I'm confused with these pronouns. Please make it simple for me. Thank you. I know it's confusing. Some people say, I say, you know, I don't get it, but okay. If that's what you want to go by, cool. Just remind me a lot. I have one of those friends too. They go by he to she to they to please make it stop. You're confusing me. I think it might be that, General Step. I'm hoping it's that, where it's just confusing me, stop it. But really, you know, I'm one to talk. Literally one to talk. It's just yeah, I kind of sound like an idiot now. I understand that. And this is why I'm confused easily, because I'm dumb. And I'm hoping this doesn't turn into that. I'm just literally saying, please, just say this more, and it will help. Saying I, but I believe it's, how did he pronounce it in his video? I mean, their video. Oh, this is gonna give me a headache if I think about it too much. But it's not. I think way too much. This is how this whole paranoia of, oh hell, oh, and because I kind of want to be a dick to the oil industry, because I literally have a Minecraft mod pack for this very occasion for oil. In this case, U.S. oil. Yes, I'm picking on my own country, which everyone's like, ain't that illegal? I'm like, technically, if you live in a particular country that's owned by a sovereign dictator that says they're not a sovereign dictator, we all know what I'm talking about. I probably just got banned in one country now. I got banned in Russia because of a particular video. And if you are watching this from Russia, use a VPN, and you can see why. I'm not too sure if it opens up any wounds, but I made this movie in the Movie Maker because I thought it was pretty good. I didn't realize the symbols at the time because what? How old was this video? Really old? Yeah. So, these oil guys are gonna be in the city water because how much is that compared to? Yeah, I'm kind of weighing out the costs. So that means they have their own pump jack, in this case their own water treatment, and they have their own power, which is this. And I, for one, think this is kind of funny because it does require water, which we have water right here. So these don't need any employees, as the joke goes, and it's called cheat wind. I know I'm changing the topic because that's all I can do because it's the original topic of Well, I'm just gonna say the Lord and Master of the universe. Someone's probably out there laughing and dying, but also at the same time, I feel like I did make some artwork, and I really liked it, and I'm hoping they really like it. That's probably the correct pronoun. I really, really hope they even have their own sewer treatment. But anyway, I'm talking about the game, not the. Okay, let's just change it back to this topic, please. The city skylines and the lawsuit that I may or may not be actually getting because of a game idea I had, and the fact that I'm still very, very amused by this company's actions. So here's the fun part. The company that had one of the original lawsuits that are much more interesting is the same thing. We don't talk about it because the game industry, along with several other industries, which I don't blame, don't like the idea of copyrighting too many game mechanics. Hell, indie developers are the same. Now, for those who don't understand what I'm talking about, is Akami, and I miss when they had fun in mind. And I also have this anti-piracy thing that I really want to actually mess with pirates, but you know, even the pirates are like, dude, what the? But even I'm like, hee, you know, this game is only like a few bucks. Why you not pay? Why you not use it? But it's not going to be a game because it involves several different AIs and a unique thing that, thanks to Bethesda, made it illegal to put a track software in for shits and giggles. I was going to put track software in the game that all it does is verify that if you actually own the game or not. Yeah, that's pretty much all I had planned. It just talks to pretty much a server, and it's like buried within files and stuff, and it's like, hey, you can buy some more land now. I'm like, thanks, City Skylines. I know I've been doing really good, but I want to focus on the land I just purchased right here and right here. But thank you. So pretty much oh, this just sounds like me just whining at this point. Yay, oil fields. Pretty much the whole thing is, how dare y'all? Yeah. To sum it all up is, why would you do this? Why would you? What's wrong with you? Yes, black gold. It's weird, it's something else, but anyway. So yeah, So I think what ultimately happens, we are actually, it only takes, wow, 18 workers. Huh. So, yeah. I am kind of thinking about when someone looks at my garbage collection and why I put this down, why does it have train tracks, is as soon as I unlock the trains, which I gotta deploy these, but now since I have the ability to make train tracks now, because I think the game realized, hey, I'm seeing these train tracks here and over here, the trains will actually deliver the trash cargo. Originally planned, but then I broke it, and we don't know how that goes. You break something in this game design. Hell, I swear, I think this is why a lot of gaming places kind of like, ah, crap, I broke it. But, you know. Then there's also this idea of putting a train tracks on this highway here, which is going to be interesting because I'm going to put a tram here. Actually, I'd rather have like, because I know Rail's pretty good. Play that Rail Tycoon game, whatever it's called, the Rail Empire thing. But they don't have the same AI. So you'd have like several trains on the track, and you'd have something like this design. But you have two of which going that direction, two of which that are going the other direction. But they're like, no, I don't know how to do this. And you'd put it in like a certain method where they would take turns, like it's all logistical. And then it's like, no, we can't do that. That's my point. So, you know. Oh wow, Burn It All Industries. Nice build. Cool. Burn It All Industries, everyone. Also, because I like using my RDS tech stuff, which is half balanced. You still need employees. Yeah, I haven't done the things for the officers yet, so I'll be doing that in a little bit, probably a bit later. And as you can tell, there's solar panels and medical stuff and even a pool for fresh water. So these things are literally kind of self-sufficient. Actually, I don't mind. I want to actually turn this whole roof into solar panels built in, but, you know, someone said, why don't you put solar freaking roadways in? I'm like, no, I'd rather use the solar tunnels, which, someone made. These solar tunnels are really cool. I really wish they would show the arrow where it's going instead of placing it down and then realizing I placed it the wrong way, but at least I can move it and then rotate it again, and then kind of wish there was an overlay available, but I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna pause the game because some builders say, hey, pause your game when you do this, so traffic and other things are a lot better. So we're gonna do that. Then we take that and then do that. What I'd like to do is grab the road that's in there, but I don't know what road it is. I think it's one of these roads, maybe. What? No, it's not. Maybe it's one of these roads. No. Or is it one of these roads? No. Whatever. At this point, I had like literally a lot of these put in just for a highway, but you pay the tolls. Like you pay the tolls like a few bucks, but because it's the oil industry and I know they can afford it, yeah. They nickel and dime a lot of places, yet why do they need water? Oh yeah, fire suppression systems. That's right. Well, actually, I know I had to get back to one of the other stories I was talking about by the oil industry being in Minecraft. Now, there's this Minecraft mod pack I had that I played with my, was little brother. Long story. For why I say was, but the idea for ADV was the oil companies are also wanting to come in here. Now, because we all know about some stuff, even I'm kind of like, hey, wait a minute, America did what? And did a lot of war crimes, and now the game industry made a game about those kind of things, and even I'm kind of like, hey, ones who throw stones, like literally trying to say, oh, we're not being political. I'm like, this game is political. This is war crimes all over it. Please stop. The response is, no, we want to launch the game, but we don't want to be political because our lawyers are telling us to say this. I'm like, for frick's sake, I'm amused by the Wolfenstein game right now, and they're saying it's not war crime. I say, oh, even these people are funny, but still, Wolfenstein's still pretty fun. I like the one where it was like multiplayer and you had to it's like Baskowitz, and you had like this crazy like artifact that could slow down time and do all this crazy things, and then now there's like a newer Wolfenstein and all this other stuff, and here I'm thinking, if this game was written to a book and then sent to, I don't know, some of them, but I know that during the Cold War something happened, but then I'm like thinking, okay, we're getting off topic again. I don't think did I take my meds? Oh shit, I don't think I took those. But the whole idea, and I think the whole reason why I said, okay, I see these memes, I'm agreeing with it, is we found oil. This colony has oil, and we're selling it on the Great Exchange. Now, one of the fan fictions, and yes, we're talking about these, one of the fan fictions actually talk about the United States and the Great Exchange. Now, the Great Exchange is owned by literally another federation, but it's not an actual federation that owns it. Keep this in mind that it's owned by literally the Bank of Al, which, long story short, is the Al helpers have their own currency, which is actually called virtual credits, which you can print out. Now, because I have to put some backfiller in here, is virtual credits can be printed out as coins. However, because there's a rule in place, and we literally have this rule for inflation reasons, is if you put anything in, it can be taken out. Now, here's something you should also know, is we talk to the banks and treasuries. Well, Mortimer does. Mortimer is the bank main guy. This guy, note, if he has to talk to you or have an investigation go around, this is like where you have the Federal Investigation Bureau, which is known as FBI. We still use this, but they're not the actual FBI we all know and love, and the men and women that serve the United States Justice Department ones, but they do pretty much the same. They pretty much have to investigate this company called Bernadol Industries. Now, Bernadol, a little background, is they sell warp-gate keys to other companies, including companies that are not in the space age. Okay, do you see where this is going? I hope someone does, because the kicker is that line right there. Now, if anyone has seen Star Trek, you always mention Star Trek, Tom. It's like, no, I'm talking about why they have a rule in place for not talking to lower tech civilizations. This is why. Now, America likes the Al Helper cores. These are the little shop terminals that you can buy, sell, use, bank, and also dispense even medicine. And because this was deployed by some foundation, I have to hint it because actually I don't think I have to hint it. It was actually known as the SCP Foundation, which is a secure and thing. But because it was considered to be flagged as safe, it's in the safe class because long as you don't try robbing anyone near it or attacking it, it won't have its own guards to attack, or in this case, arrest. Which, I'm not going to go over fan fiction, but... Hi, Luna, can I help you? Luna? Are you barking at the squirrel again? Or growling at the squirrel again? My dog's cray-cray. But anyway, the whole idea is how the U.S. government works, but I'm talking about like a parody U.S. government, because I don't think they would want to, like, realistically, I don't think they would actually do this. Even oil companies like, what laws would we break that we would get in serious trouble? But could we write a piece of paper? Even like the lawyers that kind of agree that you can make a lot of money off of would probably be like, the risk would be extremely high if we start attacking colonies, and you get to like do a wipeout. The generals are like, yes, let's do this. These are like the parody versions. I mean, these are the generals that say, okay, Mr. Scientist, what are we gonna... We want to nuke the aliens right above this one of our cities, but not have any of our human casualties. So how are we gonna do that, Mr. Scientist? It's like, why not just use an EMP, but also we should try luring them away from it, then we can nuke him? It's like, no, we should launch a nuke right away. The President's like, oh my god! Mind you, this is Biden. Actually, I got a feeling, because I'm going to do a parody of Mr. Trump, you know, I swear, he's better as a movie star than a world leader. But at the same time, I have one friend that doesn't like the new president. I just say, I don't really understand it, but okay. And everyone's like, what? I'm like, okay, so here it is during Donald Trump's thing, we had ADV come out. Now, because I narrated his voice, and I love doing this, let me just grab a sip of my wonderful, awesome drink. And by the way, did you guys know that they're trying to do this Let's Play trademark? I think I said that right. So, letsplay.com. But anyway. There you go. Okay, the U.S. is gonna take over these colonies, and as much as it is we want the oil that's there, and no one has better oil than the U.S. And I made my cousins laugh because I made him more. But the ones that do get offended by that, now mind you, that's a parody. Parodies are supposed to be funny. And if you have no humor, which I swear everyone's getting at this point, I urge people to, what's the word? Chill out? Or something? Like, you know, just laugh at it. Seriously. It's funny. Like, really, it's supposed to be funny. But regardless, I know there's some really hardcore fans out there, and I know some of my friends are going to probably yell at me for this, which I will take with stride and just kind of like, dude, chill. We made fun of Obama. I made fun of Obama back when he was in office, and he thought it was hilarious. Well, you know how people like to make parodies of certain things and make it where it's like, yeah. But, you know, regardless, is the whole idea was, well, the United States has some of their carriers go to the area and denounce what are originally U.S. citizens, because this is where my little cousin says, but I'm a U.S. citizen. I'm like, yeah, they don't see that. They see you as a Minecraftian. That's how they're functioning right now, buddy. My cousin and little bro at the time was, oh crap! I'm like, yeah. That's the fun part I was trying to explain to my cousin. Well, in this case, my cousins. And the older one got it of, oh no, they stripped our citizenship away in this? I'm like, technically yes. Because oil, cheaper oil, but we want to control the oil, the company says. World Industry says, cool, we would like more money for those keys as you're renting them. Otherwise, you will lose your the people there. Now, I want you to. Now, that's actually a threat from Bernardall. Bernardall is literally a very, very scummy company. Now, we've seen scummy companies before, but this one is you do as we say and no one gets hurt kind of thing. And I'm like, the fuck? And yeah, there goes the child safe rating. Whatever that's about. I don't get it, but anyway. So as the U.S. will slowly do everything in that power to get their soldiers back, along with their workers, because technically Bernardall is holding them hostage. That's pretty much what the United States has impressions is they need to be liberated. Oh jeez, I really made this meme into a nearly real thing, but does make sense. I'm hoping. So the fun begins of, oh no. And here's the Kool-Aid man just like, oh yeah, that sucks. But to make it less me doing the is fuck, I'm doing it again. With the United States fully half in Morse, that was strike one. The Owl Helpers are trying to notice this. And for some reason, there was no systems to stop anyone that's that shouldn't be in there. But the system acts like it's fine because it literally says in its Wela, or whatever you want to call it, says please do not use this for if you're not at this tech age. If you're pretending to be at this tech age, please note that you will have to follow the consequences that will follow. Fun part, the consequences did follow. And since how this works is ridiculous, is Bernardall Industries got the consequences. Why didn't the United States get the consequences? Someone probably asks. I say, good question, weird person that actually had that question. Is because Bernardall sold the keys, and I literally mean these keys allow others to join. These are dimensional keys, as the term goes. Now, dimensional keys, partially not actually aside, but to understand how these keys work, how the systems work is once the keys are used, there's a registration. Now, Bernardall did something very clever. And when I mean clever, I mean to the point where the Federal investigation had to actually look into it. And thanks to their actions of capturing a planet, which is in another role play. Yeah, I'm going to be stretching this out for a while. Thanks to that little thing there is they got caught. And here's the fun part about them getting caught is what they asked of a Spectre. Now, Spectres, as you don't know, I am really getting mad at this. I'll be right back. Okay, so that's cool. Something from my personal life keeps haunting me. I'm glad that everyone was patient, and it's like an hour long now. But I want to actually say, okay, I'll probably see if I can shove this person off. But this person was so nice, so I'm like, okay, yay. And it wasn't the same person I thought it was. So, I don't know. Just irritated, I guess. Yeah, there's actually these things here. Okay, so before I make myself more irritated, is well, this is for actually the fairies themselves. And I really mean irritated because I'm already irritated now. Is okay. You now owe this much. I'm like, okay. How am I paying this? I don't make money. Anyway, think about you're a game developer. I'm like, yeah. I'm an indie developer. Indie developers don't make money unless you heard of the game. Period. But anyway, enough of feeling sorry for myself, of realizing how screwed I am. So, like I was saying, is to cut to the chase is Jesus fucking Christ, why the hell are these people doing this? Oh yeah, they're programmed like this. They're programmed to do exactly that. And I literally mean they are programmed like that. They are made to harm relations. They do not care about any of the war crimes, because, you know, I have to mention that. They know that anything that is good for the country, the leaders will support, or in this case, the people will support. And I literally mean that. And I'm like, okay, they attacked. Okay, cool. Then I'm like, wait a minute, why did they attack? There's always a why, but no one cares for the why. Or the after. So I always thought was interesting. Just a little thought. Is why is there no why? You know? Anyone? Then there's also places that oh boy, are going to be interesting. I'm also going to put in some fairies here for reasons. It's like going to be feeling like a huge bathtub, but I want to... Oh jeez, fires break out. But yeah. So my thought is pretty much, oh goody. But really, everything is fun. Someone probably in chat, or someone will probably make the comment, you should be paying them off. Yes, I would if I had it. I'm not kidding. Remember that pause mechanic time? No. Oh, this game pauses? Starting to get really amused by how I made that thing, and then realizing, oh no, I'm gonna have to keep this up a bit. I'm gonna have to do that and then delete this just for that. Basically, I have the money. In this, someone laughs in the background. And we do this. The space has already been occupied. So what I need to do is actually then pause. Remove the bridges. Apply the bridge again, because this is man-made. Then apply the bridge. Space is already occupied. Great. Actually, what if I... There needs to be support there. I could do that. Yeah, I could do that. It's too steep. Yeah, I can do that. There we go. Alright. Probably going to have to do the same for this. It has to be the same height. Okay. Having a partial month breakdown. I also gotta change the train tracks too. This is where it's a good idea to have the game paused, because I know I'm gonna be moving the transport around. That's way too for a turn. There we go. Okay, so I want to have like the ferry go that way too, to this area, which for some odd reason the plumbing over here is bad. Yep, plumb works here. Let's have it go over here too. I hear a fan issue. No! Cost is too great. This is where you have to go in play mode, but I can't do play mode. Okay, so if I refund that, some canals cannot be done this way. Okay, so we just did that, which is stupid because that means overflow will be an issue. We need it all in the same thing because, you know, actually, why not just remove that. Keep the bridges the way they are, because I have an idea for later. Because the bridges function one thing. Now what I want to do is fix the plumbing. Because if people are getting backups and they're getting water, which fresh water and sewage, unless they have like those flushable wipes, might be the issue. Even I know that's an issue. I don't even use flushable wipes. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. You need to put it where there's actual, like, a feed. That's someone's house. That's a business. The issue is right here. We need to put it like probably right over here, maybe. Could put it over here before someone builds a property. They're like, oh man, that sucks. Why is a pump? This pump service so expensive? I might just put this in. Because I already know this is effective. It also means it improves sewage conditions. But all the plumbers that get called out to these locations are going to be happy. Technically, what I would do, in the sense of using the that is probably doing this. Actually, let's make it a little bit more smaller now because I want to have this like that. Then with the water treatment plant, we have water treatment, and we have this catch it, clean all. So we're doing that. Pollution, pollution. We even have this and this, which technically goes to everyone, and then we're gonna put a road right about here. Put like an actual highway road, cause this is gonna be like one of those district areas that literally come from the highway, but they're gonna have to follow the highway off and on ramp. And we're gonna actually grab all of the sewage at this point. Have a few pump stations here. Part of the, well, Bob in my head is saying some other stuff. I know this is like an hour long, and I am so glad that everyone's bearing with me on this. I'm probably like, get on with it, finally. So what this is I want to actually make a flush system, which we also flush out the water. And because we have literally a work road here, I'm going to treat the sewage, water storage, and everything else at a breakneck pace. Now, because I realize how big the sewage treatment plant is, I'm going to need one of these, which I already know for a fact is going to be used a lot. Now go over here, get this. So you need to connect it. And I know this is not how cities normally work, but normally you have like a huge area just to process sewage. And I think that's how it works. I'm not a plumber. I'm just going off of what I think I know. Probably have it like that. We now know that this is going to be requesting electricity. There we go. Now it has electricity. I still really need this, which is actually the pump house, which is going to be right here. So it will actually increase flow, active, and then we actually have the flush system right here. However, we're going to need to do a little bit cleverness. And then have this kind of almost overflow. What I would do is to dam the location. There's not enough soil. Make this have an overflow here. And then kind of do something like that. Then do something like that. But if I really want to get creative, this should automatically start producing the waste, but because the animation sometimes glitches, we're actually flushing out the clean and dirty water. That means we're putting it back into the environment. However, there's other ways of being clever with this. Waste none. But we don't have the ability to do what I want to do. We're going to have to actually tell this company that they're going to have to shut down. Because... uh-oh. Alright, now. My plan is to make a dam here. Which everyone's like, well, yeah. Put this now, since if we use a hydroelectric, I need stuff to be a lot smaller than what it should be. Have that water go down here. Congratulations. Now level 3. So what we're gonna have to do is make this a little bit bigger. I'm gonna use some of the fill here. There we go. Now I'm gonna put a dam here. Now the only problem is the dam will be catching all of that. And there should be a stream, which there is. This should automatically activate, but I'm no dam expert, which I'm... Ooh, cool. We now have the ability to make a very powerful nuclear power plant. So with that, this is going to overfill. This should be... Oh, it's connected, but not active. It should be active, which it's on. Hydropower plant. There's going to be enough water that is going to start doing an overflow. And I'm forgetting something. Someone that knows how to construct dams are like, dude, you're forgetting something. But, you know, what I should do is make it artificial, because what's going on here is, oh, the dam is actually doing what it's supposed to do, and it's going over the overflow. Because we have so much water coming out of here. Now this can be shut off now. So it just flushes the system out. And that means some people got clever and you can have turbines spin, not operating. Operating normally. I'm starting to get a little seasick. Okay. Cool. So, if I turn this into a whole dam, which I probably should have put it over here, make the dam over here, and then do it. But I didn't feel like it. Probably would be a better area, actually, because the deepest is right down here. If I do this, maybe, because this is that size, then we fill in certain spots, like say we start doing that huge project, too much soil. But we're no longer going to be doing that thing. we should do is make a huge canal that goes here and then move the what's it called there? The water treatment facility. Because once we do that, we can use this, but we also have to put down a dam here. Do that. Since there's no water here, it's not going to work. However, if we make this about, let's see, since the dam's going to be that much, takes about there. Have this go up a layer, but also means that we're going to have to dig out more. Yeah, it's like what? Like, I have this sneaking feeling I'm technically doing like a huge prep for something that I'm probably not going to be able to do. And just go down another layer. So when I put the actual stuff in, because technically all I'm doing is converting water into usable power. And the idea is that the dam is probably going to be right there, and then it's going to have to use that, which we have to do fill here. But technically it has to be opposite. I have this feeling. But we're going to be using this, so it can go to here. The question is, does this go back onto itself? Okay, so my experiment was conclusive. What I need to do is wait for this water to drain, keep the dam here, move the power plants. I mean power plants, we move the electrical cord. In this case, the power providing. We're going to need more industry. I know that didn't make sense, so all the water's going down here now, which will help me figure out how the dam was going to work. So as we look into this, we just literally flooded some places. What I should do is make an artificial area, which I'm going to end up doing. And just put a what's it called there? I'll put these in here just because. Now, because I'm going to make something artificial, and I want it to be one layer down, but that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually slowly work with the terrain. Which, since the terrain is literally uneven here, it's too far away for what I want to do, the project ultimately gets canceled unless we build it back over here. There's literally a cargo train. I'm gonna have to make another shipping area because things that get delivered by train, much more bigger. Wait a minute. Are these... Oh, wow. That's from, like, everyone. Neat. So that means we should have another cargo over here. And another cargo kind of over there. But we should actually have trams. This should be interesting. So we have that tram, and I know this place, garbage is piling up. Use one of these guys right here, but we can't, because once garbage piles up, there's a reason why we have these train tracks here. There's literally oil coming back and forth. And as you can tell, there's a lot more freight coming out of here. And there's now, gridlock for trains. Remember, pathfinding in this game is based on whatever's the fastest. We're removing these tracks here, so it does not cause gridlock. Okay. I think I'm gonna stop the video here, because I completely lost focus, and I probably don't know if I want to keep this video up. Probably do another live stream with the mod pack I have. Okay, what I'm gonna go do